Good morning. Thank you for joining me today for Monday morning devotion. Last Wednesday night in Bible study, we were reading these verses found in Mark chapter 14, verses 66 through 72. During this time, Jesus is being tried by the Sanhedrin, and Peter is standing in the courtyard. And in these verses, one of the servant girls of the high priest came by, and when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked closely at him, and she said, "You also were with that Nazarene Jesus." But Peter denied it. "I don't know or understand what you were talking about," he said, and he went out into the entryway. When the servant girl saw him there, she said again to those standing around, "This fellow is one of them." Again, he denied it. After a while, those standing near said to Peter, "Surely you are one of them, for you are a Galilean." He began to call down curses, and he swore to them, "I don't know this man. I don't know what you're talking about." And immediately the rooster crowed the second time. Then Peter remembered the words that Jesus had spoken to him. "Before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times." And he broke down and wept. When I read these verses, I can't help but feel brokenhearted for Peter, because I feel like all of us at one time or another have found ourselves in a similar situation where fear or anxiety about our stand for Christ has caused us to fail to convey our connection to Jesus Christ. In the study, the points were made that while Jesus was standing before the court of the Sanhedrin, Peter was standing in his own trial. The high priest and the chief priests were Jesus' accusers. Peter's accusers was a servant girl and the people standing nearby. And the question was asked, where do you stand daily or weekly? Where do you spend 40 hours a week standing where people are around you? And who are your accusers? And are people accusing you of being a follower of Jesus Christ? Is there enough evidence in your life, in your daily living, that others may question who you stand for and who you're living for? Apostle Paul wrote to the Philippian church in Philippians 1:27, "Conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ, so that whether I come and see you or remain absent, I will hear of you that you are standing firm in one spirit, with one mind, striving together for the faith of the gospel." Romans 1:16 says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jew and then to the Gentile." Jesus, in Luke chapter 19, verse 26 says, "Whoever is ashamed of me and my words, the Son of Man will be ashamed of them when he comes in his glory and in the glory of the Father and of the holy angels." In these last days before Jesus returns, God is calling us to make a stand, to stand out in our faith and unashamedly profess our belief that we believe Jesus to be God, and to profess with not only our mouth but our lifestyle that we love him and have made him Lord and Savior. When has someone accused you of being a Christian? Maybe accused is a strong word, but when's the last time someone suspected that you were different than everyone else around you and possibly a follower of Jesus Christ? This week, let's give some people around us something to talk about in a good way. May they see Jesus enough in us to say, "You are one of those followers of Jesus, aren't you?" And if we aren't, let's ask Jesus for forgiveness like Peter did, and ask him to empower us to become more like him so that others will see him and us. Have a blessed week, everyone. I look forward to seeing you next Monday.